Imagine walking through a serene park on a gentle spring morning, the kind of day when the sun's rays feel like a tender embrace and the breeze carries the promise of new beginnings. You're not alone. Beside you walks your best friend, someone who has been by your side through the highest peaks and the deepest valleys of life. With each step, there's a rhythm to your conversation, a dance of words and silences, questions and answers, laughter and tears. As you walk, you share everything on your heart. Your hopes and dreams, the worries that keep you up at night, the small victories that fill you with joy, and the defeats that teach you resilience. Your friend listens intently, offering words of wisdom, encouragement, and sometimes loving correction. There's no need for pretense or perfection. You are loved and accepted just as you are. This walk is a picture of what prayer can be like when we see God not just as a sovereign deity, but as our closest friend. Like the conversations on that spring morning walk, prayer is a dialogue with God where we can share every part of our lives, the mundane and the monumental. It's in these conversations that we find God's presence in every aspect of our lives, guiding us, comforting us, and walking beside us. But perhaps you wonder, can it really be that simple? Can my prayers be like talking to a friend? Let's delve into a story that embodies this beautiful exchange.
Emma was someone you might call a spiritual nomad, drifting from one form of prayer to another, never quite feeling at home. She saw prayer as a formal ritual, a set of rehearsed lines delivered with the hope of earning divine favor. Her prayers felt more like speeches than conversations, and God seemed distant, a figure shrouded in mystery, rather than a presence close and personal. One day, after a particularly trying week filled with unexpected challenges and disappointments, Emma took a walk in a nearby park. As she walked, her heart heavy with burdens, she found herself talking aloud. At first, she simply voiced her frustrations to the empty air, but gradually, her words took on the shape of a conversation. She began to speak as if a trusted friend were walking beside her, listening to every word. "I don't know what to do anymore," Emma sighed, her words mingling with the rustle of leaves. "It feels like every time I find my footing, something else goes wrong." As she spoke, something shifted within her. The tight knot of anxiety in her chest began to loosen. For the first time in a long while, Emma didn't feel alone. In the quiet whispers of the wind and the warmth of the sun on her face, she sensed a presence, a comforting, loving presence that had been there all along. In that moment, Emma realized that prayer didn't require grandiose language or perfect piety. It was, at its core, a conversation with God, a dialogue built on trust and openness. She laughed through her tears, feeling a bit foolish for not seeing it sooner. But in her heart, she knew this revelation was a gift. From that day forward, Emma approached prayer differently. She talked to God throughout her day, sharing her thoughts and feelings as they came. She asked questions and waited for answers, finding them in the beauty of nature, the kindness of strangers, and the quiet moments of reflection. Her relationship with God deepened, transforming from a ritual into a lifeline, a source of strength, guidance, and unconditional love. Emma discovered the joy of praying without ceasing, of living each day in continuous conversation with her Creator, her protector, her closest friend.
Emma's story is an invitation to all of us to see prayer in a new light. Like a walk with a best friend, prayer is an opportunity to open our hearts to God, to share our lives with Him, and to listen for His voice in the everyday moments. When we approach God as a friend, we find a freedom to be ourselves, to express our deepest fears and highest hopes, and to receive His love and wisdom in return. So, take a step, start the conversation, and discover the joy of walking with God, your eternal friend, through every season of life.